Mongwaledi dumela le kae? I just told Action SA or Rekebo man of the match. You guys provided an assist. They are going to be man of the match, and the crowd will see them as that. Are you worried that you assisted Action SA to look like man of the match in the city of Tshwane?
Well, for us, it's not about who we are and what position are we holding. The important thing is for our people to get the much needed services. That's very important for us.
You've been accused of a lot of wrongdoing by Jackie Ace, for example, and it was even said that should you replace their government, it means this government, Zille said to the dogs and others says to the thugs. How do you feel about this? And 2 years until 2026, what kind of work are you going to press as the ANC in council to make sure that you dispel these rumors?
Well, obviously, we are not going to get into a competition of insults. That's not our business. That's not how we are socialized as African National Congress. Our focus is our people. They've been crying for the longest period of time. We are here. We now think we are in a position to can go back to them and say, no, your seat is back. And please, we know your challenges, be patient so that we are able to address the challenges of our people.
Besides Hammanskraal, what are your priority areas in the city that you want to target just to make sure that by the time 2026 arrives, you would have cleaned the slate and you're starting afresh?
Well, our focus, first and foremost, is to stabilize the finances of the city, to make sure that we've got enough cash so that we can be able to render services to our people. You would know that the roads are in shambles. Many areas where Mamelodi, Bronkhorstspruit and Hammanskraal, there's no water. Our parks have not been maintained for the longest period of time. Waste is collected regularly. So there's a lot of work that we think we can do in the immediate. That's what we call the low-hanging fruits.
The deputy mayor goes to become an acting mayor in 2 weeks' time. The Action SA cabal feels like she should then become a permanent mayor. Is that a position that sits well with you? Is it consulted and approved?
Well, unfortunately, I can't get into that particular space. As we have been saying as the African National Congress, that our politics in terms of how we go forward is informed by the national leadership, so they will guide us in terms of how we move. So that's where we are.
There are people who feel this is a win for African communities in the city of Tshwane. There are people who feel that townships are now going to get attention. The assertion has always been that the white mayor services white areas. Is that true?
Well, for us, it will be a win for the people of Tshwane. Remember, the ANC is not a racist organization. We are not a black organization. We are a non-racial organization. So we are going to provide services in accordance to the needs of the people. If the needs are in the townships, that's where we are going to focus. If there are needs in areas where white people are staying, we are still going to service those people because that's who we are.
And congratulations for what you have done today. Let's see how the ball rolls us in 2026.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Mashiyane politically incorrect ke tshwere Tshepo Mahlangu last ka Tshwane Parliament. Abuti le kae?
Ai, o go re bona re thabile ke re naba.
Ke nnete taba ela ya hore the African communities in the townships have been vindicated because the political parties have actually said what they've been alleging in the townships. Because you would know I went to the townships. They've been alleging that this man services white communities. And in council, they said that exactly. Do you, representing Tshwane Parliament, do you feel vindicated as well?
We are vindicated. We always told you that this man is not actually having the ambition to stabilize the city, wanted to stabilize the coalition. But now, the coalition partner, Action SA, are vindicated because of Nanjaba Kukunelwa. And I'm happy they are got a big ups to Action SA. It has saved Capital City. it have resuscitated Tshwane, because you remember Tshwane is an umbilical cord of South Africa. They wanted to cut that umbilical cord SDA prematurely. So we are happy because of they said he's arrogant. We said he's arrogant. We said he's racist. They said he's racist. He never wanted to help any township or residents in the informal settlements. He took the budget, aimed for that, took it back to Treasury. What does it tell you? He never wanted to uplift our lives. So let him go and govern who he governed best in white affluent suburbs.
You called it correctly. You say Action SA is going to go into the mayorship. You and I were wrong. We thought Mashaba is the one who's going to take over. Mashaba has said himself they want the deputy mayor to be promoted into being a permanent mayor because now she's the acting. Do you feel bad or you think it's still working the same line?
I'm not going to go further on that one because we've got 18 months. Remember, our position is clear. The people shall govern. So whoever regent is coming in Tshwane, because whatever mayor who's incoming, we regard them as an regent. Rena re decide go balotong or nyaka mayor o mo feng. Okwa coalition is okay to stabilize, but the Rena nyaka permanent mayor ka 2026.
We spoke about stability many times. DA requested stability many times. If DA wants to come back and destabilize by throwing a motion of no confidence before the 2026, do you find them disingenuous and vengeful?
I can understand why DA inyago hold on to power. Maybe some people don't understand. Renaga Giraffe approach, Erna Lignon. Brink was not a mayor. He was a hired gun to come and collapse all the assets. So half its assignment. Not a governor or a mayor. So but the number we know what more politicking, they are not permanent friends or enemies. But hey, did
you call Jackie Aces yet?
And then I'm so happy. Video actually. No, it should die. It should die, Mashiane. We have vindicated again. There is a letter, a right of report. They have confirmed it. One day when you want the recording, I'll give you the recording. There is a report that's supposed to go to council. So whoever's going to be appointed as a mayor, first task, continuity, implement bargaining, service delivery in all townships and informal settlements. And number two, they must retrieve that right of report, they take it to the council. Then we square up.
Do you want the POPs to come back the way they were during the audience told me that that's what they want?
They must come according to legislation. He implemented legislation. It was not like his POPs. It was legislation. He enforced the legislation. This one suppressed the legislation. So they must enforce the legislation and then we get our POPs.
Thank you very much.
Commanders morning. Hey, Arbe Sengna, Makabushu Quatridgeville, Kateno Community Hall. Arko Paning Robola Caleta, Lerle Molon, Realabo.